Hey guys, so I'm going to do a tutorial on how I got this purple smoke look. I'm going to be using the Kat Von D palette, Poetica, or however you say it, and I'm going to be using these 4 colors over here. You do not have to have this palette in order to do it. All you have to do is have a all over purple shade to highlight. You don't have to have the 3rd shade. You do not have to have this shade right here if you do not want to. But you do need a crease color, and it can be a dark purple or it can even be black if you want it to be a little darker. But like I said, yeah, you do not need the 3rd color if you do not want it. And let's go ahead and get started then. Alrighty, so first things first, you always start with a primer. And I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion, but in the Eden one, so it's like a kind of like a yellow based. So it kind of acts like a concealer. Put enough on it. It kind of acts like a concealer and also a primer. Helps even you out. Not that it really matters when you're going to put purple on, but it can also help bring the color out a little more. Now I put too much on. Sheesh. Just wipe it off. Alright, and the first color that I always start with is the lid color. I don't do the highlight color until the end because usually I put my foundation on last. So I don't put my highlighter on because then my foundation is just going to cover it up. We're going to go with this purple right here. And you can really use any purple. You do not have to use this palette. That goes all over the lid. And then we're going to take our next purple color, which is this one right here, which is just something you just want to use a little bit of a darker purple for this one, and you just load it up, and then you want to make sure that you're only doing from the middle of your eye out, and it just like adds dimension kind of. So I just always just go right in. And these two colors are actually very similar. So you don't really notice that big of a difference for these 2 purples, but like for some colors, if you're going to do a complete nude eye and then add a color just on the half of the eye, it'll be very noticeable. But yeah, this just adds a tiny bit of dimension for this. And I always wipe my brush off after that because next is the crease color. And I'm going to try and move in for that so that you can see what I'm doing. So, next color is, like, this is it. It's a dark purple. You could even use black if you wanted to make it darker. But it's that one right there, and it's purple with glitter. And what I do, I don't load it up on the flat side, I just put the tip in. So you just put the tip in, like this. So you're just loading the tip up. Relax my face as much as I can. And color the hood. Some more. Relax the face. Now I can tilt back and kind of blend it a little bit. Just go back and forth. And then you want to make sure that you make your line. So lean your face back and connect it. Got a little happy with the line there. Then you want to take a blendy brush and just blend it out so it's not so harsh. If you want it to be that way, I mean, obviously you don't have to blend it out. my one eye is more hooded than the other eye. So because of that, that means that my crease, where I painted on my crease, is going to hang down lower than this eye. So you always want to double check it. And what I do is I just look in a mirror with my face relaxed, and I make sure that the crease colors, the two dark colors, are at the same height. So naturally, when you do it, you're going to have to go back and fix it if you have two different hooding eyes. And I can see, this one's not dark enough for me. And I can see by looking at it that since this one's more hooded, that it's hanging down lower. So what I want to do is go back and try and make them the same, which just means I need to paint this one up more. Just slightly. And all you're doing at this point is just trying to make them even. When your face is relaxed, at least. And then you want to take the same color that you're using as your crease color and put some of it down here. Now what I always do is always line my waterline. And that's all I did. I didn't even line the top for this look. Just, you can if you want, you don't have to. A lot of times though, if you have extreme hooding where your hood almost covers almost does or completely covers your lid when your face is relaxed, I wouldn't recommend lining the top, because then when you have your face relaxed, you're not going to see any color at all. You're going to just see that black line. So if that's the case, I would say just line your crease line. That way it allows for more lid to be showing. And when I line the bottom, I always only go to halfway. It's just more natural looking. I mean, I will occasionally when I go out line the whole entire bottom. That just makes it more dramatic. But if you want it to stay a little more natural and make it look like it's more of your lashes and not you actually lining your waterline, just go halfway. I'm just gonna go ahead and curl and put mascara on. So after you do your whole eye look and then you put your foundation on, like me, I always put my foundation on second. Make sure you clean your brush off. Get all that dark color off, and then we're going to go in with our light color right here and highlight. So what I do with highlight, always do the brow bone, always do the tear duct, and then I always shade, like before I use the crease color on this half, the other half I always do the highlight color. And just brightens you up. When it comes to hooded eyes, a lot of it comes down to practice and figuring out what works for you. Just because my method works for me does not mean it's going to work for everybody. Because unfortunately now everyone's eye shape is different and everyone's hooding is at different degrees. So it's like, yes, my method may work for a lot of people, but it also may not work for you. So I'm sorry if it doesn't, but you'll figure it out. Just keep practicing. And like I said, if you have the extreme hooding, you may not be able to do darker colors. I would just stick with one shade and do just pure all over one light color to help brighten you up. You can do it that way, and then I would just make sure, if your hood does completely cover your eye, to bring the light color up as far as you would for my crease color, because then that way you'd be able to see when your face is relaxed. So this is my purple smoky eye. Everyone may do it a little differently, but this is just how I do it, and I thought I would go ahead and show you guys. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you're watching this video and you don't have hooded eyes, obviously you can still create this look. All you have to do is just follow your natural crease of your eyebrow. You don't have to paint it on like I do. But if you have hooded eyes, this is a good way of learning how to do maybe a smoky eye that you couldn't do before because of your hooded eye covering up your crease color once you put it on. Because that's the problem I used to have before I figured this method out. And I hope this helps, guys, and I will talk to you later.